A firestorm now surrounding a high school graduate who ditched her own graduation party because she didn't feel like spending time with her family and friends. That girl's parents now wondering if they should force their daughter to return all of the gifts that people brought. So here's what they wrote to a Washington Post advice columnist, Miss Manners. They wrote, "Day of the party, she leaves the house and doesn't show up at all, texting her dad that she wasn't feeling well and wasn't up to a party. So now we have 30 people we are apologizing to and feeling extremely embarrassed by her rude behavior." So let's talk about this with psychotherapist Nell Daly and mother and former reality TV star Jamie Primack Sullivan. Thank you so much, ladies, for being with us. What do you think about this? Jamie, I'll start with you.
You know, I'm going to give this mother the benefit of the doubt and assume that her child doesn't have social anxiety or any issues like that, because if she did, I would assume the mother would be addressing a doctor and not Miss Manners.
Right.
So I'm going to go off the information we've been given in that the mother genuinely wants advice on how to handle this social ingrace or misbehavior. I think there are 100 things that went wrong here, and they started long before the day of the party. Yeah. Truthfully. I don't know why the parents are throwing a party for a child who admittedly doesn't want one. It's more about the parents than it is about the child.
Well, it turns out she asked a week before if she could have this party. She invites 30 plus people. Yeah. Grandparents are flying in for this. Friends are going out getting gifts, showing up. Many of them might not have been in the mood for the party either, but they still did it anyway. They were good friends. They showed up, good family members. They went out and bought a gift, spent $50 or whatever they did. What's your advice? What do you think?
I agree. I mean, I kind of don't understand why they would throw a party for a child who was hesitant about throwing the party and then ask the child whether or not she wanted to cancel the party a week before the event was supposed to take place. I would suggest that the child, I mean, you're throwing a graduation party for a 17 or 18-year-old child, and if the child already doesn't like to have parties, there's obviously extreme shyness or perhaps some social anxiety disorder or
well, no, that was never mentioned in the column. And I agree with you, Jamie. They never would have.
No, she's not writing to Miss Manners if her child has actual social anxiety. It's not an issue then.
But she obviously has some sort of social issue if she doesn't want to have a party.
Either that, or do you think the parents are just, the kid might just be getting her way?
Yeah. Well, even if that's the case, you can use this as an opportunity for the family to start to communicate a little bit better with each other.
Wouldn't you just be embarrassed, though, if your child, if you invited all these people?
Oh, absolutely. You totally would be embarrassed. But the idea now is, how do you handle a situation like that once it's occurred?
Right.
Right? And so you can use it as an opportunity.
Maybe the problem is the parents are writing Miss Manners and not just doing the right thing and saying, yes, you need to return the gifts.
Or saying, like, look, we obviously, need to send an email out to family members and hope that they're sympathetic and understand the situation, and then actually sit down with the child and try to start to communicate about what happened and how they can have done something differently in the future.
Jamie, I'll give you the last word.
I'm happy to sit down with my child and discuss how it all went wrong after she returns the gifts and writes thank you letters. And I will then start removing everything that makes her life enjoyable until it's done. I mean, she has an obligation to thank people for coming, for making the effort. My bigger issue is why she was so rude to her grandparents.
Well,
why be rude to your grandparents?
The bigger issue is, can the family start to communicate better with each other?
All right, well, coming from Nell, thank you so much. Coming from Jamie made the kids not eat the ice cream, throw the ice cream away.
She's probably still mad at me.
Because
She probably thinks I traumatized
because the kids did not thank the lady who helped them at the ice cream shop.
Judgment-free zone here.
Okay, great to see y'all. Thank you so much. And in the beginning, Donald Trump threatened to run as a third-party candidate, and now establishment Republicans are doing the same to him. Should he be worried? Laura Ingram's going to weigh in on that and more coming up next.